You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to Cool News at 4. The Philippines is working to attain rice self-sufficiency by 2028, according to House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Romualdez said the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Public Works and Highways have started efforts to achieve this goal, including constructing irrigation systems. We are doing an all-of-government approach, so DA, NIA, National Irrigation Administration, NFA, National Food Authority, and the efforts to achieve. We are doing an all-of-government approach, so DA, NIA, National Irrigation The DPWH will construct CIS comprehensive irrigation systems interconnected to compound water so that there will be flood control and water for the drinking and reservoir, he added in Filipino. Yet as first district representative said this would also help the country not depend on rice importation and lower the rice prices. We should also prepare a long-term plan to no longer be dependent on rice imports before he or President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. steps down. Rice self-sufficiency is essential, so our rice fields need to be more efficient. We need irrigation and a lot more irrigation, Romualdez added. Marcos ordered a trip cut on rice and other select products last month. According to the palace, Executive Order EO 9162 will cut the rice levy from 35% to 15%. The implementation of an updated comprehensive trip schedule aims to augment supply, manage prices, and temper inflationary pressure of various commodities, consistent with the Philippine national interest and the objective of safeguarding the purchasing power of Filipinos, Marcos explained in EO 62. Agriculture groups, however, filed a petition asking the Supreme Court to nullify EO 62, saying that it was hastily issued without consultation, investigation, and hearing, which are required under Republic Act No. 10863 or the Flexible Clause of Customs Modernization and Thrift Act. Among the petitioners were Sambahan Industriya ng Agricultural Incorporated, the Federation of Free Farmers Incorporated, United Boiler Racers Association 1 Incorporated, Soro Papa Development Cooperative, and Magsasaka Imperialist Representatives Argal Kapat. They pointed out that reducing curbs on staple products such as corn poses significant challenges for local farmers and can lead to an influx of cheaper imported goods, undermine domestic producers, and farmers' sales and products. Former Senator Antonio Trinas IV on Sunday said he plans to file more complaints against former President Rodrigo Duterte and Senator Christopher Blanco. We are preparing other complaints, so they should wait, and it seems like others will also file complaints against them, Trinas said in Filipino in an interview over Kapihan sa Quezon City. Others can now file cases against, since Duterte's ring and along with his sidekick, Bongo has finally ended, he added. Last July 5, Trinas filed a plunder complaint against Duterte and Go before the Department of Justice. He said Go, in conspiracy with Mr. Duterte, uses position, authority, and influence to corner billions worth of government projects in favor of his father and brother, thus unruly, enriching himself and the members of his immediate family. The former lawmaker added that Duterte and Go facilitated corrupt practices, specifically the awarding of more than 100 government contracts to companies owned by Go's father and brother worth at least 6.6 billion pesos. Duterte and Go were also accused of violating the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practice Act and the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for public officials and employees. Go brushed off the corruption allegations against him and Duterte. I have yet to see the verified complaint, but since this is essentially the same accusation they hurled against me before, I categorically deny the allegations against me and Duterte, he said on Friday. Nevertheless, I welcome these moves to finally put an end to these often recycled issues against us, he added. Trillanes Go remarks are the alibi of guilty people. They will accuse me of politicking if they can't get out of something, but the document clearly showed that his family acquired 6.6 billion pesos worth of contract, he said. About 184 contracts were acquired. In one year, 25 contracts were acquired by his father's company, and in another year, 23 contracts were acquired by his brother's company, he added. Inspired by the approval of the Negros Island Regional, a party list representative from Eastern Samar has decided to refile a bill creating the Samar Island region. Representative Marcelino Libanon of the four-piece party list said the approval of the NIR or NIR by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has encouraged officials from Samar Island to try to separate from Yeste, Sorayete, and Biliran. These areas are the other provinces that comprise Eastern Visayas. I recently had a meeting with other officials of Samar to discuss the proposal of one Samar Island region in light of the approval of Negros Island region by the President, Libanon said in an interview on July 1st. We think it's about time that we also renew our call for the one Samar Island region, he noted. Last June 30, President Marcos approved the creation of the NIR, which is composed of Negros Occidental, including Balocod City, Negros Oriental, and Sucujora. Negros Occidental used to belong to Visayas, while Negros Oriental and Sucujora were under Central Visayas. Libanon, who is also the minority vote leader in the House of Representatives, said he would reintroduce a bill for the creation of the SIR once sessions resume this month. Samar, the third largest island in the country with 333,300 hectares, is composed of Western Samar, Eastern Samar, and Northern Samar with a combined population of more than 1.9 million. This province are among the poorest in the country. According to records from the Philippine Statistics Authority, the poverty rate in Samar is at 35.8%, Eastern Samar 35.6%, and Northern Samar 27.5% as of last year. The island also faces an insurgency problem which is often cited as the reason for the lack of investors. The construction of a 1.3-kilometer road linking the town of Jopipat in Eastern Samar to Las Navas in Northern Samar is set to begin. This project is being done in a bid to end the insurgency problem in both areas which are considered hotbeds of communist rebels. The road is also seen to ease travel and help farmers transport their goods to neighboring local beats. These statements were made by Japapat, Eastern Samar Mayor Benjamin Ver. We are optimistic with the construction of this road as it will not only help us economically but even see the total end of the insurgency problem, he said in an interview on July 1st. The construction of the road linking the town of Japipat to Las Navas has a project cost of $100 million, 100 million pesos. The town of Japapat is one of the poorest municipalities in Eastern Samar, and it's largely dependent on its 125 million peso tax allotment share from the national government as its annual income is only less than 1 million pesos. The town has more than 9,000 people residing in its 30 barangays with copra and palay production as the main sources of their livelihood. Last year, the headquarters of the 52nd Infantry Battalion of the Philippine Army relocated from its previous base in Orastan, Eastern Samar to Japapat, where many rebels dwell. Our town has been a playground of the new People's Army, Ross said. But with the construction of this road, we are sure that this problem would eventually come to its end and usher us in the development that we have been aspiring for the last 60 years, he noted. And Bohol Acting Governor Diono Isidro Victor Balite has asked President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to declare every 4th of July in the province as a special non-working holiday in honor of our local hero. Balite said it is proper to give Colanos the time to commemorate the heroism of the Cohoy, a native of in Abanga town who fought in Spanish rule in the country with fitting ceremonies. The Francisco Dagohoy Day has been annually observed in Bicol or Bohol as a special working holiday under the Republic Act number 11444 signed by former President Rodrigo Duterte. Palito said he personally handed over a letter to President Marcos during the latter's visit to Bohol last July 8. However, the acting governor was told by the presidential management staff that the letter was not read by the president. Not willing to give up, Palito sent the same letter to Malacanang. Let's pray that our president will respond to our request, Polita said in his speech during a program in honor of Dagohoy at the Camp Francisco Dagohoy in Tapaliran on Thursday, July 4. Polita encouraged Boholanos to follow the path of Dagohoy, emulate his love for the country, and face the challenges with bravery and patriotism. Commemorating Francisco Dagohoy means recognizing and appreciating his sacrifice and love for our country, the governor said. His success demonstrates the power of unity and encouragement in our communities, he added. Dagohoy, whose real name was Francisco Tendrillas, led the longest revolution in the Philippines for 85 years and 8 months. His revolt started when a Jewish Jusut priest from his hometown refused to give his brother, Sagarino Sandrillas, a Christian burial after the latter was killed during a duel against a fugitive who abandoned Christianity. Father Gaspar Morales, the Jesuit curate of Abanga, turned down the request to give Sagarino a Christian burial because he had supposedly died in the duel. This rejection prompted Dagohoy to call upon his fellow Boholanos to raise their arms and fight their Spanish oppressors. Give me a second. Coming up on koolNews at 4, continuing with our West Philippine Sea, CCG military vessels intercept two CPG boats near Ayugin. Israeli embassy in Philippines condoles with family of dead beauty queen and boyfriend. And in global international headlines, 6 tests positive for cholera in Myanmar commercial hub, according to Junda. And Pope Francis heads to treatise in Italy to meet migrants. It's 19 minutes after 4 and koolNews at 4 will return after these messages. Welcome back. A 102-meter long Chinese Coast Guard ship, along with at least 6 maritime military vessels, reportedly intercepted 2 Philippine Coast Guard boats near Ayungin Secretarial Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. In the post on X, formerly known as Twitter on Sunday, West Philippine Sea Monitor Ray Powell said 2 PCG ships were intercepted by CCG and are now passing through 14 nautical miles east of Secretarial Shoal. Philippines Coast Guard PRP Capra and PRP Cape and Gano now passing 14 nautical miles east of Secretarial Shoal. They have been intercepted by China Coast Guard 5203 and at least 6 China maritime military vessels now closely shadowing, Powell wrote on X. PCG's PRP Capra and PRP Cape and Gano imitated their AIS automatic identification system broadcast around midnight, 18 nautical miles south of Secretarial Shoal. China reacted by dispatching 7 more military to close their blockade around 2TS or Secretarial Shoal, while CCG 5203 went south and first interdicted the 2 ships at 7 o'clock, he added. They have intercepted by China Coast Guard 5203 and at least 6 China maritime military vessels now closely shadowing, he added. Inquirer.net sought the confirmation of PCG regarding the report, but it has yet to reply as a posting. The CCG's biggest vessel, dubbed the Master Ship, returned to the West Philippine Sea last July 3 amid ongoing talks between Manila and Beijing. It returned to the region a few days after leaving the country's exclusive economic zone on June 27. The Israeli Embassy in the Philippines expressed condolence to the families of Mutia ng Pilipinas Pampanga 2024 candidate Geneva Lopez and her Israeli boyfriend Ishak Cohen, whose remains were discovered in Tarlac on Saturday morning. In a statement on Sunday, the embassy thanked the country's law enforcement agencies for their efforts to locate the couple who went missing last July 1. The Embassy of Israel in Manila is deeply saddened by the tragic discovery of the cadavers of Israeli citizen Shikya Cohen and his partner Geneva Sarita Lopez in Barangay Santa Lucia, Capas, Tarlac. Our heartfelt condolences go out to their families during this incredibly difficult time, it said. We extend our gratitude to the Philippine authorities for their relentless efforts in investigating and locating the couple. We are confident that the authorities will thoroughly investigate this tragic incident and bring those responsible to justice, it added. According to the embassy, they have already coordinated with Cohen's family and will assist them in returning his remains to Israel. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of Shihak Cohen and Geneva Saria Lopez. May their memories be a blessing, it said. Based on police reports, the two met with a middleman in Tarlac to check a 20.5-hectare agricultural land they had intended to buy. They were last seen around 2 p.m. on June 21st, while the green Nissan Terra sports the vertical SUV was found burning along the Capas San Jose Road in Crystal Bay Village at 2:36 a.m. on June 22. Police said they were also investigating 7 persons of interest, including the middleman, who was later identified as a former police officer previously serving at the Angala City Police Station. Moving to international headlines, 6 people in Myanmar's biggest city have tested positive for cholera on Juta spokesman said on Saturday, adding it had ordered the temporary closure of restaurants in the area. 9 people living in the swatter ward in commercial hub of Yangon were hospitalized for severe diarrhea and 1 later tested positive for cholera, according to spokesman Sao Min Kul. There were only 12 shared toilets for the settlement home to more than 600 people, he said. 600 people, he said. Subsequent tests at 2 hospitals in Yangon found 5 other cholera cases. 1 person who had been living with AIDS and was not tested for cholera had died, the statement said. The Judas Health Ministry sent out a text message to mobile phone users warning them to take additional hygiene precautions. Cholera is an infectious disease caused by eating or drinking food or water that is contaminated with the bacterium, according to the World Health Organization, typically causing severe diarrhea, vomiting, and muscle cramps, it spreads easily in unsanitary conditions. WHO says researchers estimate that are 1.3 million to 4 million cases of cholera each year worldwide, with up to 143,000 people dying from the disease. Pope Francis travels to Trieste in Italy's northeast on Sunday in a quick visit to meet migrants and to celebrate an open-air mass ahead of a 12-day trip to Asia, the longest of his papacy. After Vincent in April and Verona in May, the half-day trip to Trieste marks the third one within Italy this year for the 87-year-old pontiff, who has suffered increasing health problems in recent years. Since traveling to the French city of Marseille in September 2023, the Argentine astute has limited himself to domestic travel. But he plans to spend nearly 2 weeks in Asia in September, visiting Indonesia, Singapore, and the islands of Papua New Guinea and East Timor. In Trieste, a city of 200,000 inhabitants on the Atlantic Sea that borders Slovenia, the Pope is due to arrive by helicopter at 8 a.m. on Sunday. He is set to deliver a first speech at the city's convention center to close a national Catholic event in the presence of local authorities and the president of the Italian Episcopal Conference, Cardinal Matteo Maria Zuppi said. Not said. He will meet with various groups from the religious and academic spheres, along with migrants and the disabled. The papal visit is due to conclude with a mass in the city's main public square before he departs for the Vatican in the early afternoon. Papua New Guinea's influential petroleum minister has been charged with assault following a domestic dispute near Sydney's famed Bondi Beach, Australian police said Sunday. Jimmy Maladina, a crucial player in ongoing international negotiations over a fluoridated natural gas project, was arrested on Saturday morning. Police said they found a 31-year-old woman with facial injuries after they were called to an address near Bondi, allegedly sustained in an altercation with Maladina. Maladina is listed to appear in a Sydney court on Thursday, court document shows, and has been charged with assault occasioning actual bodily harm. The 58-year-old said in a statement that he was committed to handling the situation with integrity and transparency. Papua New Guinea's vast and untapped deposits of natural gas have attracted considerable interest from foreign prospectors. Let's see if we have any new headlines for this one. We do have a new international headlines. From the roof of his abandoned hotel, Alexei Vergashankin remained certain that tourists would one day sip up cocktails up there as they enjoy the lakeside view of Petrozavodsk, a former secret city in central Kazakhstan. Due to a lack of investment, Vergashankin has been renovating the hotel alone, including putting in new windows in each of the 150 rooms one by one. This mudbound task is likely to take years. The hotel's former Cyrillic letter sign saying Hotel Russia has been removed and is now gathering dust on the roof alongside a rusty portrait of Vladimir Lenin. I want there to be a beautiful hotel in the center of the city like in the Soviet era, so I'm restoring it little by little, recounted Vereshchakin, a Soviet Army veteran. Once the hotel is renovated, ordinary tourists will be able to stay near Lake Baklahash shores with its magnificent views, Vereshchakin said. The development of the thriving tourism sector in Purusht would mark a dramatic change of fortune for the once closed city, long unmarked en masse because of secretive military sites. The Sari Chaggan missile range was built in 1956 to test anti-ballistic weapon systems, and a portion of the range is still leased by the Russian government. Pure-Sureksh Mayor Mansour Khamov told AOP. Walking around the town of 15,000 reminders of its Cold War heyday are everywhere. Probably because of the S-75 service to air missiles tested in Prioshchuks have been placed in the city center and its entrance, along with fading posters praising the glory of the anti-missile shield of the fatherland. Several sites dotted across the sprawling testing range on arid steppe have been abandoned and are now guarded by the likes of Resident Ivan Sabitov. Sabitov, a Kazakh civilian, now whiles away the time watching over empty missile silos, dismantled radios, and rocket fairings with his dog. These Soviet installations are destroyed, but other bases are still active, said the 61-year-old with a weather face. Russian troops from the strategic missile forces, which helps manage the Kremlin's nuclear arsenal, are still stationed in the area and sometimes swim in Lake Balkhash in the evening with their families. Russia claims to have infrastructure developed around research to test strategic defense equipment, including intercontinental ballistic missiles. Despite the presence of Russian bases, Peroshchek's mayor is trying to transform the city into a seaside resort. This project is in line with President Kassams Jomart Tokharev's desire to develop the country's tourism sector, which represents just 3.2% of its GDP. We are going to redevelop the entire coastline so that pedestrians can walk along it. We also plan to build hotels and organize efforts to clean the beaches, said Akhmedov of his ambitious plans. Peroshch is already home to a smattering of small hotels that mostly host fishermen and a trickle of tourists during the first days of summer. Even if the town seems partly abandoned, Lake Balkhash is magnificent. I enjoy the warm water and the sand on the beach, said Olga Aryalopolova, a Russian tourist from Siberia who hopes to come back to Peroshch soon. Upon closer inspection, the picturesque lake contrasts with the desolation elsewhere. A disused cement factory still stands near the lake's shores, which Mayor Akhmatov hopes to one day demolish. But on the only road leading to the end of the peninsula stands a new hotel, the Golden Lens. This four-star spa was built in 2016 and has become a welcome source of jobs with its 120 employees. Imperial search jobs are scarce and mainly linked to the army. My mother is a soldier, I was a police officer, said the spa's receptionist, Han Musina. But my salary, around 250 euros, was too small, so I came to work here. Musina said, adding that she now makes roughly 370 euros, $400 a month. Musina was born in Peroshchuk when the city was still sealed off from the public. She has been long waiting for her hometown to open up to tourists. I hope that our city will gain fame and that people will know that we have such a beautiful spa, Musina told AFP. Still to come, Biden backs back on campaigning trail as pressure. Still, still to come on koolNews at 4. Biden back on campaign trail as pressure mounts. All of these and more when we return on koolNews at 4.
Check ng right med. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Welcome back. U.S. President Joe Biden has backed out on the campaign trail Sunday, desperate to salvage his re-election bid as Senate Democrats meet to discuss pro and cons that he quit the White House race. The 81-year-old Democrat kicks off the grueling week with two campaign rallies in the battleground state of Pennsylvania before hosting the NATO Leaders Summit in Washington. He will do so under an increasingly unforgiving spotlight as pressure mounts for him to drop out after his disastrous debate against Donald Trump last month ignited panic over his age and fitness to serve another 4 years. Biden has remained defiant and unequivocally declaring at a rally to reporters and on social media that he is fit to serve, the only one who can defeat Trump and staying in the race. I beat Trump in 2020. I'm going to beat him again in 2024, his campaign social media account posted Saturday. But a televised interview with ABC News on Friday has failed to quell concerns. His next major test in the public eye will be a press conference scheduled for Thursday during the NATO summit. So far, 5 Democratic lawmakers have called on Biden to drop out with the drumbeat of dissent slowly rising. The House Minority Leader, Kahem Jeffries, has scheduled a virtual meeting of senior Democrat representatives for Sunday to discuss the best way forward, and Democrat Senior Mark Warner is reportedly working to convene a similar forum in the upper chamber. First Lady Jill Biden, who according to some U.S. media reports is urging her husband to stay in the race, is scheduled to campaign in Georgia, Florida, and North Carolina on Monday. But after Sunday's rally in Philadelphia and Harrisburg, the president will have to step away from the campaign for the NATO summit beginning Tuesday. Here too, he will find himself having to reassure allies at a time when many European countries fear a Trump victory in November. The 78-year-old Republican has long criticized NATO as an unfair burden on the United States for its immersion for Russian strongman Vladimir Putin, and he insisted he could bring about a quick end to the fighting in Ukraine, where the Russian invasion is now in its third year. For now, Democrat heavyweights are largely keeping a lid on any simmering discontent with their leader, at least in public. But with election day just 4 months away, any move to replace Biden as the nominee would need to be made sooner rather than later, and the party would be scrutinized for any signs of more open rebellion. Meanwhile, for Biden and his campaign team, the strategy seems to be to ride it out. The campaign has unveiled an intense battle plan for July, including an avalanche of TV spots and trips to all the key states. That includes a visit to the southwest of the country during the Republican convention from July 15 to 18, at which Trump is set to be anointed the party's official presidential nominee. In what had been billed as a make-or-break interview with ABC News on Friday, Biden flatly dismissed the falling poll numbers and concerns over his mental and physical fitness triggered by his dismal June 27 performance against Trump. He blamed a severe cold for the debate debacle and insisted it was just a bad night rather than evidence of increasing frivolity and cognitive decline. The sit-down has not soothed the concerns of critics who say that, away from the teleprompter, Biden can struggle to communicate. Some of his answers were tentative, meandering, and difficult to follow, even as he sought to deflect questions about his mental acuity and dismiss the notion that his party would consider replacing him. If the Lord Almighty came down and said, "Joe, get out of the race," I would get out of the race, he said. But the Lord Almighty is not coming down. And now for entertainment headlines. James Reid revealed that he will make his acting comeback through a still undisclosed project, but clarified that he never really closed his doors to acting. While keeping his lips still on the project, Reid told MJ Marfori in an interview via TikTok that he had always wanted to return to acting but had to find his own identity away from a love team. I always planned on going back to acting. I didn't quit. I just wanted to do music first because I left that kind of show business, being in a love team and everything, he said while referring to his former on and off-screen partner. Reid was half of a Jadine love team with his then real girlfriend, Nadine Lustre. They were in a relationship from 2016 until they confirmed their split in January 2020. I wanted to figure out who I was outside of a pair, and I felt that through music it's been great, he said. Now working as top executive of a management company, Reid remained mum when asked what kind of project he's cooking up. It's something that we are working on. I can't say just yet, but it's something that we will see in the next project, he said. Reid also shared that he has an extended play or EP in the works, saying that he is finding the balance between himself as a hyper-local artist and one who produces international music. I have an EP coming and I love all of the songs I made, he said. That's the balance I'm trying to find, from being a hyper-local artist to creating an international sound. I think I am finding something right in the middle. Last May, Reid said he has an acting project in an ABS-CBN News on Q interview last May, while briefly sharing that it's something that he produced himself. He released his new single, Hurt Me Too, in the same month. Sweet Home 3, which stars Song Kang and Lee Jin-wook, will revolve around the final battle between humans, monsters, and neo-humans as it's set to premiere on July 19. The premiere date of Sweet Home's final installment was confirmed in a press statement, which will focus on the ultimate showdown between Hong-soo and Sang-wook. Sweet Home 3 director Lee Young-book hoped audience would root for their favorite ones as they dealt with the final battle in their own ways. There is a variety of characters, so I hope viewers will root for the favorite ones as they all fight in their own ways, from the battle between Sang-wook, who has turned evil, and Hee-young-soo, who longs to preserve his humanity, Lee Ki-young, who fights to protect Kid, and Sung Tak, who feels responsible for the survivors' safety, he said. The trailer showing a glimpse of the final season showed Hee-young-soo reuniting with Hee-young-hook, where they immediately battle one another. A peek of the former clash with Sang-wook was also shown. Other characters, Lee Ki-young, Lee Yoon-yu, Chang Young, Tak In-hwang, Dr. Lim, Kim Young-ho, and Kid, were also seen in the trailer as they dealt with the aftermath of previous events. Based on a webtoon of the same name, the first season of Sweet Home premiered in December 2020, while its second installment was released a year later. Song, who is currently enlisted in the military, stars as the titular Cha Kei-chung-soo, who becomes a half-human monster hybrid while dealing with the aftermath of his superhuman abilities throughout this run. The 28th Bukchon International Fantastic Film Festival, which kicked off Thursday for an 11-day run, is holding a special exhibition on celebrated South Korean actor Song Ye-jin, dubbed the one and only Song Ji-hin, in Bukchon, Gyeonggi Province. I am so grateful for such an exhibition title. I just really think all actors must have their one and only presence, Song to reporters during a press conference held as part of the program at 28 BFAN on Friday. She is the sixth actor to have a retrospective exhibition at BFAN. Other luminaries in the Korean film industry, such as actors Choi Min-suk, Yeon Dong-young, Jung Ho-sung, Kim Yi-so, and Song Kyung-koo, have been previously highlighted in BFAN exhibitions. The special exhibition focuses on introducing work from the actor's 24-year career. There will also be a special talk show and a photo exhibition. Looking back to the very first moment when she started acting, the 42-year-old said it was her introverted personality that made her want to venture into the film. When I was in high school, I had this vague thought that maybe I could become an actor to overcome my shy and introverted personality. Although I was an introvert, I had so many feelings and emotions inside me, but it was something difficult to express for me. So I wanted to express them out through acting, Song said. Having debuted in the 2001 TV series Delicious Proposal as the lead female character, Sun showed well-known acting in romance dramas in the early stages of her career. In films like Lovers Concerto, the classic, and A Moment to Remember, she played roles reminding people of their first love. Sun showed versatile acting in the 2005 rom-com The Art of Seduction, where she appeared as a dating expert. In the 2008 movie When My Wife Got Married, Sun played a woman who is married to two men. The Truth Beneath showed a new side of the actor, playing a seemingly perfect woman who was in a reality obsessed by madness and rage. Now, entering her 40s and having established a family by marrying an actor, Ye Bin, and giving birth to a son in 2022, Sun said she wants to do her responsibility based on her face and age. I want to become actor who is responsible for her face. That is, as I get older, I want to naturally show my aging face and do the acting that suits me getting older, she explained. Before, I regarded finishing a film or a drama more like finishing a 100-meter long sprint. That has made me feel a lot of pressure and stress one after another, which has definitely reached the number of works to meet with the audience, said Song, adding on that she wants to focus on acting in the long run. And that is it for koolNews at 4. As always, you can send a news tip to us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will be back with headlines later at 6 p.m. Until then, I am Aspir. Good afternoon.